Good morning, children. In the last video, we have completed with the civics chapter number 6. Now, today we are going to begin with history again. And we are going to start with the new chapter, that is 10th chapter, the expansion of the Maratha power. We all are aware with the word expansion. That means to spread in different territories, in different regions. Marathas had spread their powers in north and south. Along with that, they had tried to capture the regions that were under the control of Emperor Aurangzeb after his death. So let's see which all points we are going to cover in this video. So we are going to see release of Shahu Maharaj and coronation ceremony of Shahu Maharaj. We know that he was under the control or was imprisoned in the court of Emperor Aurangzeb, and after his death he was released. Along with his releasing and with the dream of Swaraj, he got coronated himself. In the last chapter, we have studied about the Maratha War of Independence, and we came to know that how Marathas had fought hard for the struggle for the independence against Mughals and many other enemies. So, at the beginning of the Maratha War of Independence, the Mughals were on the offensive and the Marathas were on the defensive. And this situation was reversed at the end of the war. War of which? War of Independence, Maratha independence. So the Mughals were thrown on the defensive side, and that was also against the Marathas. The Mughals, whatever territories were under their control, that were being captured by the Marathas slowly and gradually. In the later half of the 18th century, the Marathas had subdued the Mughals and had tried to expand their powers. Marathas had not only captured certain states but tried to capture the complete India, the whole of India, and how they had used their policies and techniques to capture different regions of India, that we are going to study in this present chapter. That is the expansion of the Maratha power. Here the meaning of subdued means low in spirit. That means the Marathas had tried to lower the spirits of the Mughals and tried to capture the regions and bring them under the control of Maratha power. Moving on to the next point is release of Shahu Maharaj. After the death of Emperor Aurangzeb, the Mughal powers was completely shattered. Along with this, there was a fight for the position for the Sultanate of Delhi. That who is going to be next Mughal Sardar. Along with this, his own sons were fighting for the position. And Prince Azam Shah was in the south. So once he marched towards Delhi to capture the position of the Sultanate and to become a Mughal Sardar at his court. At whose court? At Emperor Aurangzeb's court. At this time, Prince Shahu was in his captivity. He had captured Prince Shahu. Now, Azam Shah, as he had captured Prince Shahu, he decided that if he would leave Shahu Maharaj, then there would be a conflict between him, that is Prince Shahu Maharaj, and Maharani Tarabai for the gaddi of the Maratha Chhatrapati. And this was an advantage position for him. So, as he had thought, Prince Azam Shah felt that this would be a sap the Marathas' strength and therefore released Shahu Maharaj. The only purpose of releasing Shahu Maharaj was to create obstacles in the path of Marathas and to create misunderstanding. This would be an advantageous thing for Prince Azam Shah. The next point is coronation of Shahu Maharaj. After the release from Prince Azam Shah, the first step that Shahu Maharaj took that was he immediately had went to Maharashtra. And when he went to Maharashtra, he thought that he would now took the charge or would took the gaddi of Chhatrapati. He was joined by some of the Maratha capable Sardars. At this time, Maharani Tarabai was looking after the administration of the Maratha kingdom. Maharani Tarabai did not accept his claim to the throne, whose claim Shahu Maharaj, because after the release, the only intention was to take the charge of Maratha kingdom. So there was a battle between the armies of Shahu Maharaj and Maharani Tarabai. This battle was fought at Khed, on the banks of the river Bhima. Shahu Maharaj at the end had won the battle and captured the throne of Maratha kingdom and became Chhatrapati. After the battle against Maharani Tarabai, Shahu Maharaj had won the battle and ultimately he decided that he would capture Satara. As per the decision, when he captured Satara, he got himself crowned. And this coronation ceremony made him Chhatrapati. Satara became the capital of the Maratha kingdom. And for the while, when the battle was still continuing between Maharani Tarabai and Shahu Maharaj, along with this battle, Maharani Tarabai thought that she would make her minor son Shivaji too as the Chhatrapati at Panhala, that is present in Kolhapur. And this decision was took in 1710 CE. This gave rise to two independent Maratha kingdom. One was at Satara and the other was at Kolhapur. The early part of Shahu Maharaj's life was spent in the Mughal camps when he was being captured by Prince Azam Shah. So, when he was captured, he had seen all the Mughal politics very closely and he knew each and every point of the Mughal empire, especially with the North Indian politics. He completely knew about the strength and weaknesses of the Mughal empire very well. And with this, he was acquainted, well versed with the influential people who were present in the Mughal court. That means the people who were capable to handle the Mughal empire. So he was having each and every idea about the Mughal court because he had keenly observed these all things when he was been in the captivity of Prince Azam Shah. So all these factors, whatever Shahu Maharaj had learned in the Mughal camps, he had utilized that to bring a new direction to the Maratha policies. And in these changing circumstances, Aurangzeb's successors, the ones who were working for Aurangzeb against Maratha powers, had given up the policy of destroying the Maratha kingdoms and destroying the Maratha powers. They went back, and with this the Marathas had adopted a new policy, and what they have thought, instead of fighting with the Mughals, why not protect them and expand their own empire in that role. That means joining the hands with Mughals is going to give a better advantage and would try to expand the Maratha empire. So, what was their belief? They thought that restoring an old temple is as good as building a new one. What it means, if you spend money on building a new temple or a new building, you will spend lots of money for its architectural work, for all the requirements, maintenance, and everything. Wherein, if you recreate an old building into a new one, the expenditure would be same or may cost less. So why not opt to change our thinking and continue with the work of old building rather than preparing new one? So why not join hands with the Mughal, protect them and capture the regions that were under their control only and continued with the new policy. So at the same time, the Mughal powers had to face threats, and from all the sides they were surrounded by enemies. On one side they were having Iranian and Afghanis, that were the invaders from northwest, and on the other hand they were having the local rulers, that was Pathans, Rajputs, Jats and Rohillas. They all wanted to capture the Mughal power, and with this threat the Mughal powers was completely surrounded by the enemies. Along with this, they were having internal competition for the post, and this had weakened the power of Mughals. This continued fight had weakened the power of the Mughals, and After this, what had happened? Due to all these, the Delhi court needed the help of Marathas, who would be a strong person or who would be the strong contenders who would defend the Delhi court. And so the Mughals tried to take help from the Marathas to protect the Delhi court or the Sultanate of Delhi. Now, how the Marathas had helped the Mughals and protected the Delhi court, that we are going to see in the next video. So in this part of the video, we have seen that how Shahu Maharaj was released by Prince Azam Shah, what was his intention to release Shahu Maharaj, and the coronation ceremony of Shahu Maharaj, what he had done with himself. So I hope up till here you have understood the video. The next part of the video, we are going to cover some more points. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching the video.